And welcome to Career Launcher. I am Sherry A Singh, and today we are going to see Current Affairs Part 2. Earlier we have seen Current Affairs Part 1. In our Current Affairs Part 1, we have discussed about how to interlink the information. We have talked about certain forward linkages, backward linkages. But today in Current Affairs Part 2, we are also going to see interlinking, but today we will see how we have to start writing our mains answers, because the primary focus is on writing for your mains. Secondly, we will be seeing how to establish logical consistency. Consistency कैसे आएगी? कहाँ पे? आपके लिखने में consistency तब आएगी when you have consistency in your thoughts, the way you think. Now come on, you can think anything. You can think about any idea, or you can think about anything that you can think about. So thinking is something which is beyond control. But when you sit for UPSC examination, you have to narrow down your thinking. The scope of your thinking should be relevant to the questions which are being demanded by the UPSC. कुछ भी नहीं सोच सकते, कुछ भी नहीं लिख सकते. Therefore, you have to establish logical consistency in your thoughts. Now, ये चीज़ आएगी कैसे? ये होगा कैसे? When you know what are the facts. And for facts you have certain ideas. कुछ हो गया, एक इंसिडेंट हो गया, उस पे आपका एक आइडिया आया, and then after the idea you have an opinion. So opinion is a stronger version of an idea. What is an idea? छोटा सा आइडिया आया, an idea सर जी, वो छोटी सी बात है, लेकिन opinion is a stronger version, and this opinion of yours will be checked in your mains examination. Today I am not going to give you any question for writing in your for practice or anything. Today we will be talking about one prelims question, but in the coming series we will be starting to see the type of questions which do appear in your mains examination. So much so, how you think, how you will execute your ideas, or what kind of administration you will provide, that is being checked in your personality test. That is why it is the personality test. It is not GK test. तो वो जनरल नॉलेज टेस्ट भी कह सकते थे, वो GS टेस्ट भी कह सकते थे, ऐसा क्यों नहीं कहा उन्होंने? Because it is your personality. That is why GS paper 4 was being included, because ethics, integrity and aptitude, they are simply not to increase the part of your syllabus, but only to enhance your personality. And personality is always enhanced by the way you think. Opinion, हम कहते हैं ये बंदा रूढ़िवादी है, this person has an orthodox thinking, this person has broader thinking, but this person has ultra broad thinking or maybe very modern thinking. So a person is been created of the way the person he or she thinks. So these three things we are going to see interlinking. We are going to talk about logical consistency in our thoughts. Finally, we are going to talk about facts, ideas and opinion. I'll tell you the difference between ideas and opinion. On to your screens, we are going to see first information, and guys, I have not segregated the information like this कि ये सिर्फ science and technology का है, ये art and culture का है सिर्फ. I'll tell you how one information which you think is only of science and technology can also establish linkages to international relations. Let's see how. First information, center aims for 20% cut in air pollution by 2024. 20% cut in air pollution by 2024. Very simple factual. You will get some questions about it. The year, the deadline year. So we know that if you are in Delhi or an area nearby, you will feel that there is a choking thing that happens. It's like the Delhi, it gets converted into a gas chamber. You are not able to breathe. Why? Because of the air pollution. So see, the database onto your screens, please. On air pollution over the years has listed tier 1 and tier 2 Indian cities as some of the most polluted places in the world. In 2018, so we have just started with 2019, so we will be relying on the data of 2018. 14 of the world's 15 most polluted cities were in India. That's C. A study in the General Lancet ranked India as #1 on premature mortality and death from air pollution. Choking cities map is there in dark, in black in front of you. So we have launched National Clean Air Program, National Clean Air Program, which will be a 5-year scheme that covers 1 or 2 cities at a cost of 300 crore. and it will be a midterm 5-year action plan with 2019 as the first year. So 2019 will be the beginning. This year will be the beginning. It is not pan India. जो ऐसे नाम तो है Clean Air Program. It seems that it will be pan India. No, it is not pan India. It is city specific program. Broadly, the plan includes increasing the number of monitoring stations, providing technology support, conducting source approachment studies, and strengthening enforcement. How you are going to enforce one thing to the other. आपने scheme बना ली, plan बना लिया, but you have to enforce it as well. Correct? Yes. So this information is a very factual one. You have to take care of the deadline year, the midterm 5-year action plan. Is it city specific? Is it pan India? So such type of questions do come up in your prelims, right? In mains, you may have to write about it. That's the difference, how you will differentiate between the content that you are having into mains and into prelims. Okay. So this is like associated again with our thinking process, but this time it is not an individual, it is basically army of our country. Adultery and homosexuality is not acceptable in Indian army, whereas certain nations are considered to be as rainbow nations. Rainbow would refer to the complete spectrum. Spectrum, it includes colors, diversity. What do you mean by a rainbow? It includes colors. So I belong to different culture, I may have different sexual orientation, different thinking process, but I am the part of society. Whereas in our country, homosexuality is not being so respected. But army is saying that we will not include the people, adultery and homosexuality, it is still not acceptable in army. Why we are discussing about this information is, adultery and homosexuality have been decriminalized in the country by Honorable Apex Court. So are you saying we are not going to go by Supreme Court's decree? Is this the version of yours, dear army? Let's see how things would come up in the future. Now this is the news. This is something, one thing has happened, or in the future there will be some opinion about it. But the army is conservative and they will not be allowed to perpetuate into the army. Army Chief General Bipin Rawat. Conservative is in double inverted commas, which says that whatever may happen, हम तो ऐसे रहेंगे, हम conservative हैं, हम conservative ही रहेंगे. So this is one opinion of that person. कि जब दूसरी opinion आई, when Supreme Court said that okay fine, we are going to decriminalize it, army said we are not going to talk about it. We are still not going to accept adultery and homosexuality, right? So in the coming days there will be some opinion based articles on this mindset of our Army Chief General Bipin Rawat, and then we'll be discussing everything about it in our current affairs part 3. So here is a picture in front of us. किस चीज़ की फोटो है? थोड़ी सी dilapidated फोटो है हमारे सामने. Please onto your screens please. So this is, you can see it is an ancient monument. आप कहते हो यार ये बड़ी पुरानी इमारत है. This is a very old monument. Old would refer to what? How will you define this is ancient? This is part of the medieval history. How will you define that? Let's see. So what are ancient monuments? क्या होते हैं ancient monuments? According to the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act of 1958, an ancient monument means any structure, erection or monument, or any tumulus or place of interment, or any cave, rock sculpture, inscription or a monolith which is of historical, archaeological or artistic interest and which has been in existence for not less than 100 years. Not less than 100 years. 100 साल की तो उम्र होनी ही चाहिए, 100 साल, और इससे जब ऊपर जाएगा that monument, any erection, any monolith, that we will be considering as to be ancient. So this definition you have to use in your mains. सोचिए अगर आप ऐसी थोड़ा सा लिखते हैं, ऐसे अपने आंसर्स को लिखते हैं, सो आई डोंट थिंक दैट एनीबडी कैन रेजिस्ट हिमसेल्फ और हरसेल्फ टू गिव यू मार्क्स. आपने मार्क्स को फेच करना है विथ योर गुड कंटेंट. So everybody knows everything. There is books available, there are classes going on, everybody is going to coaching classes. So what do you think, what is the difference between somebody who is a topper, somebody who is out of the list? The difference is how you execute your knowledge. There has to be a coordination between your hand and your thoughts. सोच कुछ और रहे हो, लिख कुछ और रहे हो, या सोच ही नहीं कुछ रहे, या लिख नहीं कुछ रहे. So there has to be a coordination. पहले आपको अपना कंटेंट पता होगा, then you have to do the practice so that whatever is there in your mind, it goes right away on the paper through your hand. Less than 100 years? Okay. So 125-year-old High Court building in Nagpur, Maharashtra and two Mughal era monuments in Agra, Haveli of Aga Khan and Hathi Khana are among the 6 monuments which are declared protected and of national importance by Archaeological Survey of India in 2018. Factual question area, but you should know the certain very crucial points which are associated with it. Here is the picture of it. Can you see? Yeah. Shall we proceed? I assume yes. So now I am landing on to something. You can see the picture of President Donald Trump, United States of America. Yes. Now this pull-out puzzle has been associated with Syria. Syria is like a civil war situation which is there, and it is like the playground for important countries like Russia, USA and Turkey. So Syria is a playground for them. Why am I using the word playground? Because they are trying to get their own benefit by meddling into the affairs of not just Syrian government but in the civil war. Now USA has said that situation has been under control now. We'll discuss more about it in the coming session. But for today, because certain students, they are from taking the classes from very basic level, not to confuse them, civil war situation is under control. But USA is saying that I am going to quickly get out of this situation now. For this reason, Turkey is not very happy. Why? Let's have a look. And we know that Mr. Donald Trump is off. He is infamous for his whimsical ideas. कुछ भी मन में आया कर दिया, वो बच्चों का तरीका, which should not be done by a person who is like President of United States of America. ये उनके stature को suit नहीं करता. It does not suit his stature. This is a picture of Mr. Recep Erdogan, President of Turkey. He is very aggressive in his foreign policy, very aggressive. We'll see how. So now US is in a puzzled position over here. If USA is going to get out of it, Turkey will come and Turkey will control or capture one area which is of Kurds. So today we are going to see one inkling about Kurds as well. So this is something which I'm telling you, it is an opinion analysis based information news which is there in front of you. Earlier जो हमने अभी starting में news देखी थी वो simple थी, factual थी. अब यहाँ पे opinion आएगी. So onto your screens please. But it cannot just exit Syria without considering the existing geopolitical equations in the region. We are talking about USA. Because Kurds were pivotal in the war against IS, and it is highly likely that Turkey could attack them as soon as US troops will leave. अगर Kurds ने help की थी IS को eliminate करने के लिए, if Kurds helped the forces to eliminate IS, why is there Turkey against them? Why is Turkey unhappy with them? Because Ankara, capital of Turkey, sees an autonomous, militarily powerful Kurdistan on the Syrian side of the border as a threat to its territorial integrity. Things will be more clear just within a while. Can we see map of Syria and Turkey? They are sharing immediate neighborhood. Now see another map. So can you see the areas inhabited by Kurds in this map? Who are Kurds? They belong to Sunni Muslim cult, and they continue to seek recognition in the countries like Turkey, Syria, Iraq and Iran. So once Kurd population, they will start seeking their own autonomy, they will demand independence. Turkey is not ready to give them the independence. Turkey is not ready to provide them autonomy. Therefore, Turkey will get into Syria and curb the Kurdish population if USA will withdraw, if the troops of USA will get out of Syria. So US has now 3 options. One option is nikal jao, jo hota hai hone do. One is it could go ahead with unilateral pull out irrespective of what Turkey does. Now this would leave Kurds at the mercy of Mr. Erdogan, on the mercy of Mr. Erdogan, president of Turkey. Second is Mr. Trump can walk back on his decision and continue to station troops. दूसरा है कहे कि चलो यार गलती से बोला गया, but I will still continue to station my troops in Syria, which is not possible because he has decided to get troops out of Syria and also from other West Asian conflict zones. So now USA is not in any mood to deploy its troops in other countries. Third one is US can stagger the withdrawal and pursue talks with Turkey. It can also have a conversation with Turkey, with Russia and Syrian government. कि ऐसा agreement बनाया जाए to come out such an agreement where the protection of Kurds is been ensured. Correct? And Syrian and IS in Syria has been completely demolished. So this is how the turmoil is going on in Syria. So Syria, even if you say it is somehow the end of civil war, but it is not completely the peaceful situation. वहाँ पे अभी तक भी peace नहीं है because the country is involved. That's why I said it's a playground. USA decided हम चले जाएंगे, हम नहीं खेलेंगे. Turkey कहता मत खेलो, I'll come. Russia is silent about it. That is one information in front of you which is going to give you the idea of international relations. So if you see the map closely also, there is one question that was appeared in 2015 prelims. The area known as Golan Heights sometimes appear in the news in context of the events related to. This area is still very volatile. Questions can still come from this section like this. So Central Asia, Middle East, Southeast Asia, Central Africa. B for Bombay is the right option. Middle East is the right answer. Can you see Syria and then can you see Golan Heights, Israel? You can also get certain questions about Haifa, Israel. Also about West Bank, Lebanon also, because there had been certain mishappenings which were going on in Lebanon. You can encounter certain questions about it. Right? Good. So this was one aspect of international relations. The other aspect is in front of you. So in your GS paper 2, your GS paper 2 says international relations, and also it explicitly mentions one thing, India and its neighborhood. Now India's neighborhood has been divided into two parts. One part is immediate neighborhood. I think I should write with the black one, the blue one perhaps. The one part is immediate, ekdam aapke paas, immediate neighborhood. Pakistan is there, China is there, right? So they are the part of our Bhutan, Nepal immediate neighborhood. Other is extended, थोड़े से दूर है हमसे. For example, anybody who is sharing your boundary, the house boundary, अगर वो बंदा है, that person starts playing music at a very loud noise, right? You will go and you will tell that person, please be, मुझे नींद नहीं आ रही, I'm not able to sleep, because you are creating trouble. That means if anything is going to happen in your immediate neighborhood, that will give you a direct impact on your country as well. Bangladesh is also sharing territory with us, therefore direct boundary with us, therefore it is also the part of immediate neighborhood. Now this is extended. Mongolia is extended, right? Even China is extended to somewhat, not exactly, but to somewhat. Mongolia, अगर Mongolia में कुछ होगा, that will not directly affect us. That is the part of extended neighborhood, right? Let's see Bangladesh. We can see now Sheikh Hasina is again back to power. Imran Khan is back in power in Pakistan. So when political leaders, new political leaders or the earlier political leaders, they repeat their term, it creates new vistas of relationship with India. So we have seen since the time Mr. Imran Khan has come to power, we have talked about Kartarpur corridor, right? We have Kartarpur corridor now between India and Pakistan. So leaders, they decide what kind of relationship will India have with the immediate neighborhood countries. So Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina government is pro-India. So this government will be perhaps in our favor. Also, it is important that this Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, these countries should be in our favor because China is very aggressive and it is pursuing its policy of string of pearls. Nepal is showing pro-China attitude, that we'll discuss later on, but for the while this information is very important for you to see. Plus, the moment you see this roughly India-like map, अगर आप इसको थोड़ा सा ध्यान से देखो, ये आपको थोड़ा हल्का सा India जैसा लगेगा. you will see that we have discussed about this situation in our current affairs part 1 as well. Sundarbans, Gangetic dolphins are in danger because of the rising salinity. Who is responsible for it? You and I have decided, I am India, you are Bangladesh. Nature will not decide it. Gangetic dolphin cannot say, okay, I am Bangladeshi dolphin, you are Indian dolphin, I will not enter to your territory. Waters cannot be divided. So this Sundarbans, it has to be connected with your, which part? International relations part plus mangrove cultivation as well. Okay, I hope things are getting clear to us. Yes, it should be. Parliament passes bill to provide 10% quota for poor. Very factual. Take any magazine, any newspaper, TV channel, flooded. Everything is flooded about it. There is analysis going on. But you have to write that analysis which is based on sound ideas. Your opinion should be based on sound ideas. What is an idea? Initially, just in the beginning, I said an idea, Sirji. I got one idea and I shared it with you. You said, बहुत गंदा idea, bad idea. I quit. मैंने छोड़ दिया. Because I thought that you are not approving my idea. So I have dropped this idea. But after doing certain amount of research, मैंने पढ़ाई करी, मैंने journals पढ़े, articles पढ़े, I have one opinion. So when this opinion was, I have created, I have established after research, after studying a lot, one day you said me this opinion or this thing is wrong. I will say no, it is not wrong. These are the points for me to prove what I am saying is right. So this is opinion. This is a fact. Once you will try to see opinion based articles in your newspaper, your opinion will also get established gradually. ऐसे नहीं होगा एकदम से 2 दिन न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ा फिर छोड़ दिया, ऐसे नहीं, आपको पढ़ते रहना पड़ेगा एटलीस्ट फॉर 1 month. So Constitution 124th Amendment, please onto your screens. 124th Amendment Bill 2019 creating a 10% quota for the economically weaker sections, EWS, will serve as anything more than a band-aid. Now it is a very special and a unique thing that I have brought up. It is basically the part of one analysis that I have seen. So the author was saying it is nothing more than a band-aid. अब कोई एक चीज़ हुई है, 10% कोटा आया है, कई लोग कहेंगे भी बहुत अच्छा है, कई लोग कहेंगे बिल्कुल बेकार है, कई बीच में रहेंगे, complicated situation. You will get questions about like comment about 10%, elucidate, critically analyze. How will you critically analyze when you do not have any idea about it, or you have ideas you do not know how to execute? So one person is saying that it will serve nothing more than a band-aid. Band-aid would refer to a temporary relief, right? So the National Sample Survey, to prove the point, 2011-12 shows that the annual per capita expenditure for 99% of households fall under the threshold, even when we take inflation into account. Similarly, as per India Human Development Survey, the annual household incomes of 98% households are less than 8 lakh. Even if we apply all the criteria of exclusion, for example, amount of land owned and size of home, the bill would still cover 95% of the households. तो आप किसको exclude कर रहे हो? Almost no one, right? So whom are you excluding? Almost no one. Why are you providing this 10% quota for helping the people, those who are not economically sound? Correct? So if this is the situation that we have discussed, then nobody is out of it. Everybody is under the ambit, then the purpose itself is getting defeated. This is one opinion. Another opinion can come. I have come up with one opinion today. Then we'll be discussing about the opinions one by one in the coming sessions. So this is also news. This is also the part of current affairs. It is factual as well as logical consistency is required to understand this information. अगर आपको यही नहीं पता था कि 10% वाला कोटे वाली न्यूज़ आई है तो आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते. Proceeding, I simply want to have a cursory view of this information. Parliamentary Committee urged by states insensitivity to Western Ghats into news. And again, exotic trees eating up Western Ghats grassland. That means Western Ghats has been repeatedly coming in the news, in the information. Therefore, it should be in our notebooks. Why Western Ghats? Why it is having one of the largest biodiversity and why is it under threat? Simply आ सकता है, तो we have to see. So exotic species which are also known as alien, बाहर से आती हैं, अपनी खुद की नहीं होती, they are alien, invasive, they invade. Non-indigenous, whatever word you want to say, certain say it is bio-invaders, are species of plants or animals that are growing in a non-native environment. किसी और के घर जाते हैं तो they become alien. So alien species have been moved by humans to areas outside their native ranges. Sometimes they do wonders and sometimes they bring catastrophic situations along with them. So do take care of exotic species, invasive species plus your western Ghats. Things are getting clear to us? Yes. Now China's probe lands on far side of moon. Far side, दूर की side of moon पे चला गया है. China's probe investigator, it is landing on the far side of moon and sends images. This probe, it includes two things. One is the lander and another is the rover. Obviously not Range Rover, but what is a lander and what is a rover we are going to see. Lander would refer to एक surface पे चीज़ land कर गई, that will land over there and it will take the pictures or whatsoever for which it has been tasked for. It will come up with those things and will be sending to the country back, right? It has landed. Rover would refer to it will walk as well, it will move, that is why it is a rover. So Range Rover, they have taken the name from this. So this is the probe which has a lander and a rover touched down at the targeted area near the moon south pole in Von Karman crater after entering its orbit in mid-December. So China's probe lands on far side of moon, sends images. In itself, it is a cut and paste clipping. In any newspaper where you encounter this information, just highlight the information and keep it there with you. It is not every time पे लिखना शुरू कर दो, मैं ये भी कर लूँ वो कर लूँ, कुछ चीज़ों को अपनी बनाओ, कुछ अपने notes बनाओ and try to rely on them. So this is a change 4 is a what? Lander, right? So it is a lander. Now we are going to see the glimpse of how U2, it is rover, it is getting separated from the lander. Can you see this? Courtesy CCTV News. So we are bringing up the best information for you. Now Chinese lunar rover named as U22, it will carry out a string of experiments on the unexplored far side of the moon. जो चीज़ फार है, डार्क साइड है, जो विजिबल नहीं है, ये वहाँ तक जाएगा and it will move as well. So a robotic lunar rover on the dark side of the moon after making a historic landing on Thursday. How it gets separated from the lander and it is moving, therefore it is a rover. Change and youth. Clear? Pictures once seen, they remain embedded in our mind. Okay, now we are again coming back to art and architecture sort of thing. That is Andhra unveils second largest rock art trove. So we are going to talk about petroglyphs. What is petroglyphs? One thing is that you write, this is a cave, I suppose this is a cave, wall of a cave, I am writing on it, मैं इस पे लिख रही हूँ, I am painting, फूल पत्ते बना दिए. One thing is that I start scratching the surface and then I create new and new things in there. That is petroglyphs. So there are petroglyphs which are showing the link between present day Golas to the Neolithic pastoralism. Neolithic, Paleolithic, everything is in your ancient India history. Right? So a polished and finished triangular X, two other X's, broken X, rubbing stone, potsherds were found. Present day Gola members use well finished iron X's akin to polished Neolithic stone X's. Correct? Yes. So settled village life was what could be perceived. Native bulls of Western Kurnool are known for their long horns and long horns that was being created in the petroglyphs. So what is petroglyph? We are clear with it. Andhra Pradesh. Right away from Andhra Pradesh, we are going to Mexico to again see another kind of piece of art and architecture. Archaeologists find temple to god of skinning sacrifices, and we are going to see one thing, Aztec gold. I hope you remember of Pirates of the Caribbean. Aztec gold, even that concept was taken from this empire which is known itself, which was there in Mexico as Aztec Empire. So archaeologists in Mexico say they have found the first temple dedicated to a deity called the Flared Lord, an important god in Aztec Empire whose worshippers were said to wear the skin of sacrificial victims. जिनको sacrifice किया जाता था, उनकी skin को worshippers they used to wear. right? So that is why skinning sacrifices, that is the meaning of it. And the artifacts related to the god were found in the central state of Pubela, very important, at a site built by the Popolocoa people. Popolocoa is a language still which has been in used in Mexico. So these are the pictures of some kings belonging to that Aztec Empire. Aztec Empire 1519, world history. Not this part is very important for you from the point of world history, but from the point of view of art and culture, right? Yes. Moving on to data. What is data? Data is everything today. Everywhere is data. We are generating data and data and data. If industrial revolution was oil-fueled economy, industrial revolution was oil-fueled economy, tel, coal, oil. If it was this time it is a data-fueled economy, data revolution. This is the IT revolution which has been driven by data, and words like data mining, big data, they all come because it is very important what is something known as data. आप हमें अपना data share कर दो, हम क्यों करें अपना data share? Please do not share your data. Your data has everything. It has every information about you, and that is why it can be misused. So data has to be protected from the individual level to the state level, and that too from to the international level as well. So draft bill which was released last year had proposed the critical personal data of Indian citizens be processed in centers located within the country. It had also proposed financial penalties, punishment bhi hogi for data processor for violations of data protection law. Data has to be protected. Data mining. So mining of the minerals and resources take place, and then we do the refining process, and finally they are being used. Similarly, data has been also mined. Itna data hai, which data you require. So that particular data has been used for the particular reasons, but every kind of data has to be protected. That is why data protection has been talked about. And data mining and other things like machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, it is not mentioned in the news itself, but I want you to be well acquainted with these terminologies because they are being very often appear in your newspapers, right? In separate video, we'll understand about data mining, machine learning, and everything will be clear to you. Okay, so scientists unearthed Asia's first fossil Dioscora yam leaf. So it is very interesting, tongue twisting name it has. So currently species of Dioscora in India are found in the humid tropical forest of the country. Based on this, the team infer that such tropical forests must have flourished in the part of Rajasthan during early Eocene periods, Cambrian, pre-Cambrian, Eocene. Very important for you to remember. Simple factual information, nothing more we can do about it, right? So guys, today that's end. We have covered all the current affairs, important current affairs beginning from 1st Jan 2019 till today. So the idea is we have discussed about very factual news. We have discussed about international relations. We have seen how one leader, coming up of one leader, can impact our immediate neighborhood, right? And we have seen other simple informations of art and culture as well, and we have also seen certain very important terms which are being used every day nowadays, like data mining, machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence. These words, they have become a buzzword indeed, right? We have seen Mexico, we have seen Andhra Pradesh, we have seen the pictures of Archaeological Survey India, and we have seen the important aspects with it. So everything we have tried to cover, which I suppose that you could miss, right? That is the purpose of coming with the current affairs series. It is not about that we are discussing one newspaper, one magazine. From anywhere, the news which I think is very important for you to see, we have to see that. And one question about Golan Heights we have also seen. In the next series, I'll be giving you mains questions which you will have to write, and you will get back to us with your answers. And interestingly guys, we are going to come up with IAS at 21, because generally students, they complete their graduation first and then they think कि चलो IAS की तैयारी करते हैं. That person is also doing, मामा जी ने की थी, कभी किसी ने की थी. So sometimes you get inspired maybe from looking at the people, but And then you start preparing for your civil services after you complete your graduation. But IISET 21 is a program. It is like a strategy that we will provide, the complete team of Career Launcher will provide you, that will ensure your success just after your graduation. That means you can become IAS in 21, and it is not something that we are saying or we are bringing up as an utopian idea. It is a reality. Ansar Sheikh is there in front of us. Tina Dabi, she has proven herself. So IISET 21 is not a distant dream, rather it is a reality. For this, you may also have to come up for IAS Talent Hunt, where you will win ₹1 crore scholarship, and the date is for February 17th, 2019. The test will be conducted at every CL center. Just go there, write down the test, and be the part of this ambitious program so that you can also become IAS at 21. Further, if you find any queries, you can send it to me at sherry.singh@careerlauncher.com. Thank you and have fun. Thank you.